Namo Namaha Tulasi Krishna
was already broken.
Prayasi Namo Namaha Radha Krishna Seva Bhavo Eya Virasi Radha Krishna Seva Bhavo Eya Virasi Ye Tumhara Sharan Namo Namo O Tulsi, beloved of Krishna, I bow down before you again and again. My desire is to obtain the service of Sri Sri Radha and Krishna. Whoever takes shelter of you has their wishes fulfilled. Bestowing your mercy upon him, you made him a resident of Vrindavan. My desire is that you will also grant me a residence in the pleasure groves of Sri Vrindavan Dham. And thus, within my vision, I will always behold the beautiful pastimes of Radha and Krishna. I beg you to make me a follower of the cowherd damsels of Braja. Please give me the privilege of devotional service, and make me your own maidservant. This very fallen and lowly servant of Krishna prays, may I always swim in the love of Sri Sri Radha and Govinda. So, this morning, I would like to finish up our time together. Of course, I would not like to finish up our time together, quite the opposite. But I would like to share in these final moments something very wonderful about Vrinda Devi. But first, let me present a few words from Srila V.A.N.I.T.A, who is teaching us, training us. As we heard, Vrinda Devi was trained by Srila Prabhupada, and he did meticulously train her. He opened up a stapling gun and said, dust. Who can imagine? He wanted her to be so well trained. Srila Bhaktivinoda tells us, we must guard ourselves against the idea that man has imagined the spiritual world, or the Chit Jagat, eternal spiritual world, from an experience of this Maya Jagat. This is coming from here. We must guard ourselves against this idea. This idea is pantheistic, or Mayavad, or Advaitavad. And it may also be styled as atheistic. Reason, our thinking, when it is not spiritualized, it has a tendency to create such a doubt. But one who has a wish to enjoy spiritual love must give it up as misleading. Remember, we heard about the real orange and the orange in the mirror, and which one is real, and the real one is very tasty, and the other one looks like it's going to be really wow, but when we get it in the hand, we're like, oh, this is not so good. So we must learn to reverse this understanding that our spiritual life is unlimitedly deep and satisfying as we proceed towards Krishna. And this material world, no matter how attractive it appears, how many things it offers you, this, it's like the orange in the mirror. The eternal rasa of Krishna exists spiritually in the Chit Jagat. And to us, it's us, or in the nether world, or the down world, there is a screen which intervenes between our eyes and the great spiritual scene of Krishna Lila. And when, by the grace of Krishna, that screen is drawn up, we have the privilege to see it. And again, when it pleases the Almighty to drop the screen, the great Vrindavan Leela disappears. Taste this subject, says Bhakti-Vinod Thakur. Taste this subject and your conviction will be the same as mine. Brethren, we will say ladies, do not give up such an important subject without due and liberal examination. So this is a statement from Srila Bhakti-Vinod Thakur's first book ever in English to be sent to the Western world. Way before Srila Prabhupada, on the day of Srila Prabhupada's birth it was sent. Bhakti-Vinod Thakur was the prophet who was to give Krishna Bhakti to the rest of the world. And Srila Prabhupada, as we see, we could say was his right hand man. So, when thinking about Vrindavan and thinking about the beautiful pastimes of Radha and Krishna, we often get a picture in our mind of Radha and Krishna being a little bit like we see when we see them in their deity form. In the deity form you see Radha and Krishna. Radha and Krishna are always together. They stand side by side, they offer blessings to all of us, and there they are. And we come and we see them, and this is to us Radha and Krishna. It is Radha and Krishna, but there is more to Radha and Krishna worship. And that is to understand the Leela of Radha and Krishna, along with seeing the beautiful forms of their lordships and worshipping them. We sing every morning, Shri Radhika Madhavayor Apara. Apara means transcendental. So Radha and Madhava are transcendental. Shri Radhika Madhavayor Apara. Madhurya, very sweet. Lila, Guna, Rupa, Nama. This is the full understanding of Radha and Krishna. Just like, for example, if I meet somebody, first of all, I hear their name. Oh, Lakshmi, she's a really nice devotee. Oh, who's Lakshmi? Oh, she's over there, you see? You see her? She's sitting there. Oh, now I see her. I see her form. So then they will tell me something about her. I think, why is she a very special devotee? Oh, because she has so many good qualities. Oh, I'm now hearing about her guna, of her qualities. And then you might say to me, you know, she's married, she has a PhD, she's a really studious person. She went last week to so-and-so place and gave a lecture, she did this, she did that. Now I'm hearing about her leela, or her activities. So we need to understand Krishna 3D. Guna, Rupa, Leela, Guna, Rupa, Nam. And we pray to our spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada, that he is the one who is meditating. Pratikshana, Swadana Lolupasi, Prati. Every moment he is meditating on these four things. So we come here to hear something so that our bhakti can start to grow. And Tulsi Devi is waiting for us. And she's saying, come, I will tell you all about Vrindavan. But first of all, we need to hear a little bit, at least a little bit, about her. Now another point about Vrindavan, it's like, you know, does anyone here play golf? It's hard to imagine. One or two people have played golf. I remember when I was young we played mini golf. And they would put some green carpet, like the grass, and a little ball, and a stick, and then they would put things in the way. They put things in the way. And you have to get that ball around there, through there, down there, up there, over there, and in the hole. So Vrindavan in that sense, you could say, is a little bit like a game of golf. It would be a rather boring game if you just had to hit it there and it goes in the hole, finished. So in Vrindavan there are so many obstacles. And these obstacles are arranged by Krishna's Leela Shakti. And his Leela Shakti and also his pastime Shakti in the form of Purnamasi, his Yogamaya Shakti, they arrange the obstacles and the solutions to the obstacles as well. All of that is made for Krishna's happiness and pleasure, unlimitedly, forever. Now we heard that Radharani never cooks the same thing twice. She's the ideal model of a cook. That doesn't mean she forgets and can't remember what's cooked before, but she has unlimited variance. But that's not just for a week or a few years or even a lifetime. That's eternally. She never cooks the same thing twice. Can we understand that? No. We only understand time. A period of time, we know, okay, a year, I know, a day, I know, a week, I know, an hour, I know. But something that goes on endlessly, forever, ever increasingly more beautiful. Where does it get its beauty from? We're here in the material world and everything has a cause. Right? If I go somewhere, I need money. Where do I get the money from? Somewhere. And who made this thing that I'm buying? Someone. Everything here has a cause, a beginning and an end. But in that place of Goloka Vrindavan, there's no beginning, no end, no cause. Everything is eternally divine. And Srila Prabhupada emphatically tells us, you cannot be happy here. You belong there. That is your home. You're not Malaysian or Chinese or Australian or American. You belong in that place. So as we grow in our conviction about this, then we look for who can help me to reconnect with that extraordinary spiritual place. And let us hear a little bit about Vrinda Devi. So there was a Baba, his name was Madhava Baba, and he lived in Nandagram, in a little piece of land that he had been given responsibility for. And he was convinced that this piece of land, known as he called it Vrindakund, was the place, the eternal resting place, the place of Vrinda Devi. And somehow or other he had received permission from the government to take care of that spot. And it had two little kunds or lakes and one very small brick temple and a small deity of Vrinda Devi who looked rather simple, like a child had made the deity. The deity was very simple and plain because that was all that he could afford. And he was taking care of that place, as well as traveling around Vrindavan and seeing to any place where worldly people were encroaching upon the sanctity of Vrindavan. This Madhava Baba was like fire. He was so fierce. He would go there and he would stop them if they were digging the kunds to take the water for their fields, if they were breaking the mountains, not Giriraj, but other mountains, to take the quarry for their houses. He would come and say, no, this is Vrindavan. And on behalf of Vrinda Devi, he had such a fiery spirit. Until one day in the 1980s, he discovered that he had cancer. And so he was thinking what to do with his place and his mission. And he chose to come to the Krishna Balaram Mandir, seeking ISKCON to take charge of what he was trying to protect. And he came, and he stayed with us in the guest house there until he passed away. Now, at that time I was interested. Unfortunately, I never fulfilled my interest, but I was interested in writing a book about the trees of Vrindavan. And so I heard that Madhava Baba's here, there's a tree at Vrinda. Maybe I should go and have some conversation with him. He speaks English. But I was a little shy. And by the time I did get to go and meet him, he was quite ill. At that time I asked him to tell me something about Vrindavan, something about Vrinda Devi, something about the trees of Vrindavan. And he told me that there is a chogra tree at Vrinda, which is 3,000 years old. Now, when you think 3,000, it sounds like a simple number. But if you think how many generations of your family members have taken birth and gone in 3,000 years, you can understand that from our side, it's a very long time. And then when I asked him to tell me more, he turned in his way to Vrinda Devi, and he said to me, I will tell you about the Vrinda Devi Asthakam. I was a little disappointed because I already knew the Vrinda Devi Asthakam. At least I knew the words. I didn't understand a depth of the meaning, but I was familiar with the Asthakam. But then when he explained it, it had a reality that I myself had not understood before. So let us together hear about Vrinda Devi as described in the words of Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, who was one of our previous gurus in our succession and was a great scholar and also lived in Vrindavan and loved Vrindavan dearly. So I will repeat the verses one by one and a little translation. Gangaya Champeya Tadip Vinindi Rochi Pravaha Snapitat Navinde Bandhuka Bandhu Duty Dividaso Vrinde Namaste Charanada Vrinda. O Vrinda Devi, he told me, I offer my respects at your lotus feet. You are bathed in your own splendor, which defeats the effulgence of lightning and the golden champak flower. The luster of your transcendental garments is the friend of the Bandhuka flower. So Vrinda Devi, she is the V.A.N.I.T.A Devi, or the goddess of Vrindavan, and she presides over the Vrindavan forests. And she dances, and the colorful dance of Radha and Krishna she supports, she facilitates, and the pleasure of millions and millions of gopis. She is Radha's friend. And she looks a little bit like Radha, with a beautiful golden complexion, and she wears a blue garment, and she wears a necklace of white pearl. Number 2. Bimba daro da vita manda hasya nasabra mukta diti dibitasya vichitra ratna bharana shriyadye Vrinde Namaste Charanara Vrinda. O Vrinda Devi, I offer my respectful obeisances at your lotus feet. Your face is splendidly illuminated by the pearl decorating the tip of your nose, and by your extraordinary gentle smile on your bimba fruit red lips. Has anyone ever seen a bimba fruit? One. Anyone else? I saw a bimba fruit also. A bimba fruit is so bright red. Yes? It's stunningly bright red. So Krishna's lips, Vrinda Tulsi Devi's lips are beautiful, bright red color. You're enriched by the beauty of the amazing and colorful jewels that in the ornaments that you wear. So today we can buy nicely colored jewels. So today we can buy nicely costly jewels for weddings and so forth, but usually, our ornaments are made of glass or plastic. They're imitation of beautiful, colorful, fabulously wealth-giving jewels. But Tulsi Devi wears necklaces of beautiful, real jewels, rubies, emeralds, diamonds, and pearls. And she harmonizes everything in Vrindavan. She arranges everything in Vrindavan, just like a conductor. When a conductor is conducting an orchestra, the conductor is showing all the different instrument players where they come in, where they stop, and so forth, in the orchestration of their beautiful music. So Vrinda Devi is the center of Braj. Number 3. Samasta Vaikuntha Suromanushu Krishnasya Vrindavan Danya Dhammi Datadikare Vishabhanu Putra Vrinde Namaste Charanara Vrinda. O Vrinda Devi, I offer my respects at your lotus feet. Srimati Radharani, the daughter of King Vrishabhanu, you're all awake. The daughter of King Vrishabhanu has made you the ruling monarch of Krishna's opulent and auspicious abode of Vrindavan, which is the crest jewel of all the Vaikuntha planets. So we hear this term, Vaikuntha. We hear this word used so many times, Vaikuntha, where there is no anxiety. This is the transcendental realm. But Vaikuntha has higher and higher and higher abodes. And at the very topmost of Vaikuntha, at the top pinnacle point of Vaikuntha, is Goloka Vrindavan. And there is where Vrinda Devi presides. So sometimes it is said that Radha is the mistress of Vrindavan and she has given Vrindavan to Vrinda. And sometimes it is said the other way, that Vrinda is the mistress. Vrindavan belongs to Vrinda Devi and she has given it to Radha. So Vrinda Devi has a host of friends and dasis, maidservants, and birds, and animals, and flowers, and trees, and deers, and of course parrots, as we saw in our opening. And they all work under her orchestration. She is older than Radha, and she is very keen to watch that nothing goes wrong, nothing should come in the way. So this is Vrinda Devi. There's a beautiful prayer to Vrindavan that perhaps is a good prayer for ourselves. O Vrindavan, I am filled with many faults. I do not possess even the slightest trace of virtue. Again and again, I have committed inexcusable offenses to you. Yet, still, O Vrindavan, you are like my mother, and I am like your child. So please, do not abandon me. And here is a beautiful prayer that is spoken by the great devotees who have some experience of Vrindavan. O dear most supremely blissful Vrindavan, they say, if I could see the splendor of your moving and non-moving residence with millions of eyes, if I could see you with 1,000,000 eyes, if I could smell your fragrance with millions of noses, if I could hear about your noble virtues with millions of ears, if I could wander through you with millions of legs, feet, and if I could bow down and offer respects to you with millions of hands and heads, I would still not be satisfied. That's it. So we need the first prayer. Please do not abandon me, because we do not have this experience yet. But therefore, we're very eager to approach Vrinda Devi and receive her blessings. Now we hear about her special seva. Tad Abhyaya Palava Pushpa Bringha Nigadibir Madhava Keli Kunja Madhava Bir Banti Vishushamana Vrinda Namaste Charanara Vintam. O Vrinda Devi, I offer my respectful obeisances at your lotus feet. Because of your order, the groves of Lord Madhava, where he performs his pastimes, appear very splendid, decorated with beautiful flowers, and bumblebees, and deer, and other auspicious animals, flowers, and birds. So do you know that in the morning, in the very early morning, when Radha and Krishna have met and danced their beautiful rasa dance, and they're sleeping in the early morning, Vrinda is the one who wakes them up. Yes. Because she says, aha, the sun is rising. When the sun rises, all the people of Braj will know your secret, that you have been dancing all night and not sleeping in your homes. So now you must hurry home so that nobody will know. So seeing the end of night, Vrinda orders her birds to awaken Radhika and Madhusudan. Although they were very eager to sing from the very beginning, the parrots remained silent throughout the night on Vrinda's order. And now they joyfully surround the bowers and the trees, and they all start to sing. The lady parrots sing in the grapevines, and the male parrots, they sit in the pomegranate trees, and they sing. And the cuckoos, with their mates, they sing in the mango groves. And the pigeons, there are even pigeons in Krishna's Leela. The pigeons are in the betel trees, and the peacocks are in the kadamba trees. And the bees buzz all around in the vines, and the cocks crow from the ground. And Vrinda Devi orchestrates all of that every morning. And then later in the day, when Radha and Krishna had had their breakfast, and Krishna is going to the forest, Vrinda Devi again has a very important seva. Seeing Krishna arriving in Vrindavan, Vrinda Devi addresses all the mobile and the immobile creatures in the forest who were suffering all night in separation from him. Vrinda says, O friend the forest, give up your dizziness of separation. Madhava has come. Rejoice quickly. Remind Krishna of your Queen Radha by showing your attributes and make your beauty useful for facilitating Radha and Krishna's play. O vines, wake up! O trees, blossom! O deer, dance and play! O cuckoos, O bees, sing! O peacocks, dance beautifully! O parrots, recite sweet verses! O all you mobile and immobile creatures, rejoice, because now your dearmost Krishna has come to make you happy. This is Vrinda Devi. Tadiya dutyena nikunja yuno adyukayo keli dilasa siddhi Twat Sobhagyam Kena Niruchatam Tad Vinde Namaste Charanaya Vinda. O Vrinda Devi, I offer my respectful obeisances at your lotus feet. Who can describe your good fortune? You are the messenger who brought about the perfection of the loving pastimes of Radha and Krishna, who enthusiastically sport in the groves of Vrindavan. So Vrinda Devi is a messenger. She carries messages herself in her hands. She knows how to pass messages with her eyes. She knows how to tell the meaning of something with her eyes. No words need to be spoken. She knows where to look to tell Krishna where he should meet with Radha. Radha knows, Krishna knows her messages. There are many kinds of messengers in Vrindavan, and all of them are dedicated to bringing together Radha and Krishna. One time, Mukunda came to the forest, and thinking of Radha, who was hiding there for fun, he was looking everywhere. Where is Radha? Where is Radha? And he saw one young girl, and she's a Manjari, her name is Tulsi Manjari, and she's a very close servant friend, intimate of Radha. So when he saw her, he thought, Radha has come. So he asked Tulsi, little Tulsi, he said, is your mistress well? And Tulsi thought she would tease him. So she said, yes, she's fine. Krishna said, where is she? Tulsi said, she's at home. Krishna said, she's not going to come to the forest? Tulsi said, her elders told her not to go. Krishna says, what was she doing? Tulsi says, she was churning water in a yogurt pot. Krishna said, then what happened? Tulsi said, she got rebuked, she got chastised and locked inside the house. And Krishna says, then let Vrinda go. Vrinda will go, and she will deceive Jatila. And Tulsi said, Jatila cannot be deceived. And Krishna said, oh, curses on my fate. And then taking Tulsi's words very seriously, he became very upset. However, Vrinda looked at Tulsi with a special look. And then Tulsi understood, yes, I should tell the truth. And so very carefully then she told the truth. She said, oh joy of Braj, do not be sad. Everything is well. Your beloved has come. I was only joking. Number 6. Rasa bilaso varsatischa vrinde panetad isham gri saroja seva labhya cha pumsam kripaya tavaiva vrinde namaste charanarvindam. O Vrinda Devi, I offer my respectful obeisances to your lotus feet. The living beings who attain the service of the lotus feet of your Lord always reside in Vrindavan. And their desire is to understand the amazing pastime of the rasa dance. And that can be understood only by your mercy. So it is Vrinda who arranges all the paraphernalia to be used in all of Radha and Krishna's pastimes. It is like she has storehouses all over Vrindavan. And she provides the swings, the musical instrument, the water syringes, the colour for squirting. She provides the clothing, the ornaments, and a variety of food and drinks. And together with her many maidservants, Seva Adhikara Diye. So we are saying, please make me one of your maidservants. She has unlimited maidservants. And they use their artistic craftsmanship to tastefully decorate the groves and the bowers where Radha and Krishna meet and play. During the night, during the rasa dance, and Krishna is dancing with all the gopis, Vrinda Devi distributes all the instruments, the wind instruments, the percussion instruments, the stringed instruments to the gopis. And their expert playing creates a celestial concert of scintillating sensations. A beautiful concert they provide. To relieve the fatigue of the rasa performers, Vrinda presents pleasingly prepared plates of delicious forest fruits and golden pots of refreshing honey nectar. Filled with a great flood of love and decorating the ever-blossoming groves of Vrindavan with many fragrant flowers, Vrinda Devi creates a festival to engage in transcendental pastimes. And now in number 7, we have almost completed the Asthakam. Asthakam means, of course, 8. Yes. So in number 7, we'll hear about Tulsi. Tvam kirtasye satvata tantra vidya lila vidhana kila Krishna shakti tavaiva murtis tulsi nirloke vrinde namaste charanarvindam. O Vrinda Devi, I offer my respectful obeisances to your lotus feet. Those who have studied the Sattva Tantra glorify you. You are Lord Krishna's potency for performing pastimes, and you are also known as Tulsi Devi in the human world. In this world, Vrinda Devi is known as Tulsi Devi. So she appears here in this world of human beings, which to us is everything. Whatever we have here appears to be everything to us. And through our Krishna consciousness, we're trying to expand our understanding and our experience so that it goes way beyond nationality, gender, figuring out who's right and who's wrong in the struggles, political power, wars, pestilence, disease. All of this is down here. But we want our consciousness to grow and go far beyond that. So this is where Tulsi comes. So here we can see her. This is Vrinda Devi in this form. We can touch her. We can honor her. We can touch her leaves. We can pick her leaves. We can worship her. And we can give her great praise. And we've heard how many benedictions are given to encourage us. Yes, take advantage of Tulsi Devi or Vrinda Devi. Bhaktya vihina aparadha lakshai shittascha kamadi taranga madhyo kripamayi tvam sharanam kathana Vrindaye namaste sharanam Vrinda. O Vrinda Devi, I offer my respectful obeisances to your lotus feet. Those, this is for us, those who are devoid of devotion to Lord Hari and who are thrown by their offences into the waves of lust and other inauspicious qualities, may take shelter of you. Without the mercy of Vrinda Devi, it is not possible to enter into the confidential pastimes of Radha and Krishna, not even as a listener in an audience. By the mercy of Vrinda Devi, even the impossible can become possible. And even allowing one to enter Sri Braj Mandala, Sri Vrindavan Dham, indicates that one has received the grace of Vrinda Devi. So just by the very fact that all of us are here, that we came here, we could have done something different. We could have had a busy, exciting weekend in Hong Kong. Yes? We could have bought lots of shoes. We could have had a wonderful time. But to be here and to hear about Vrinda Devi, you already had her blessings. It's true. So then there is Asthakam always has a benediction. Something that if we patiently, because the mind is restless and it wants to go and do something else. So when we control the mind and say, no, let's listen to this, it's for our benefit. When we do that, then there's a reward, and it's a good reward. So please listen. Vrinda Asthakamya Shanuyat Patedva Vrindavana Disha Kadabja Vrinha Sa Prapya Vrindavana Nityavasam Tat Prema Sevam Labate Tata. So we had some serious Vrinda Devi Asthakam knowers here in our group. Oh Vrinda Devi, I offer my respectful obeisances at your lotus feet. Please let a person who becomes like a bumblebee at the lotus feet of Radha and Krishna, and who reads or hears these 8 verses describing the glories of Vrinda Devi, please let them eternally reside in Goloka Vrindavan. They attain the devotional service in pure love of Godhead, and please let all their spiritual aspirations, please let all their spiritual aspirations become fulfilled. Haribol, Haribol. So we should all take our spiritual aspirations and offer them at the lotus feet of Tulsi Devi, Vrinda Devi. So lastly, we heard, isn't it correct in our first class, how Tulsi married Lord Narayan, Tulsi married Krishna in that sense. So let's hear about the real marriage of Vrinda Devi with Krishna in Braj. Vrindavan is the land of Vrinda Devi. for she is the queen of all the properties and the proprietor of Vrindavan. In one pastime, she offered all her kingdom of Vrindavan to the lotus feet of Srimati Radharani. And hence Sri Radha then became known as Vrindavan Ishwari. Yes, the mistress of Vrindavan. Vrindavan Ishwari, the queen of Vrindavan. And Krishna is its actual king. We don't emphasize that. Appreciating Vrinda Devi's kindness in making this wonderful arrangement and her loving pastimes with Krishna, Srimati Radharani once summoned Lalita Devi and Vishaka Devi and asked them to reciprocate with Vrinda Devi. So Radha and her friends, they made a beautiful throne, very nice place, just big enough for two people to sit on. Then Vishaka brought Krishna and sat him there. And Lalita brought Vrinda Devi and placed her by his side. Then, playing the role of a priest, Lalita Sakhi began chanting the mantras for invoking a marriage. And Radha personally exchanged the flower garlands between Vrinda and Krishna. And thus, a wonderful plain wedding ceremony was performed. Now, it has been known, I have heard, that sometimes when Krishna was fighting with Srimati Radharani and her girlfriends, because they're very strong, so he would call this experience to mind and he would tell them, the forest of Vrindavan is mine, I'm the king of Vrindavan. And they would say, no, 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 you are not the king of Vrindavan. Srimati Radharani is the queen of Vrindavan. And then he would answer back and he would say, it is said in the Vedas that I am the king of Vrindavan. No, you are not the king of Vrindavan, because Vrinda Devi, who owns all of Vrindavan, gave Vrindavan to Radha. And then Krishna would say, but I am the husband of Vrinda Devi. And they would look at Vrinda Devi and say, is he your husband? And Vrinda Devi would, no, no. She'd say, no, I would never marry such a black person. No. Adamantly, no. I gave it to Srimati Radharani. So it's quite natural that all the residents of Vrindavan love Radharani even more than they love Krishna. And of course, that doesn't really mean anything, because both of them, the love that they share with both of them is unlimited. Unlimited love. That is what Srila Prabhupada came to give the world. He came to set some things right, Varnashram society, a proper way to live in the world. But he knew, as we see around us, that Kali Yuga is rampant, and even if we set up some ideal society, time will roll it over, because it's the material world. And everything in the material world, it goes downward, towards death and destruction. This is the nature of this world. It's the nature of the world. Don't be surprised. Understand. Of course it's like that. This is the material world. And he came to say, don't be so interested in the material world. Gain an interest in what is the spiritual world. You will be so happy there. Eternally happy. Unlimitedly happy. Always newer and newer and newer opportunities of loving service. There, this world, do what you have to do. And then he would say, get out. So we take this opportunity to again say thank you to everybody who has arranged this beautiful program. And we also say, may all your deepest spiritual desires be gradually fulfilled by Vrinda Devi's mercy. Hare Krishna. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Gaur Premanandi. Hari Hari Bol. Thank you.